So hi everyone. It's been a really terrible day yesterday afternoon with the mass killing in New Zealand. But what I wanted to do this video on was, I guess, to talk about the social media side of things. It's just crazy, isn't it? Where I do rely, hence this video, to get out there, and a lot of my business as well is online. But just looking at the way that those restrictions are on YouTube, social media, there's a whole heap. There's probably platforms that a lot of us parents probably haven't even heard about. But last night I had my 16-year-old come running out to me to say, "Mum, this YouTube video's everywhere," and they were having this conversation around that video. My advice would be, as a life coach and someone that is very, very pro about having conversations with our kids, just check in, because I even asked with my 10-year-old, did he see the feed? Because a lot of kids are on social media constantly. Like, how many kids aren't? And they'll get like a pop-up, or they'll get a notification to say, check out this, or they'll have a friend that's already watching that. Now, if you were thinking about this particular incident that occurred, like when we, look at the horrific Port Arthur scene, that happened, and, you had TV, and it was the news, and it was the reporters. Whereas now, when this happens, you have the terrorist himself, with the, with a GoPro going in there and, videoing what he was doing. And then for the power of that, just to go out there, it's mind-blowing. And a lot of us parents are really behind the times when it comes to what our kids are doing on social media, and it's quite scary. And so if you can this morning, just, I have 4 boys ranging from 16 down to 7. My 16, 12, and the 10-year-old all saw the clip. To them, I had sat them down, we had a conversation around what they just saw. So because if you were to, if you don't feel comfortable to do that, all I'm asking you to do is just have that conversation and, and say that, look, that was really bad, that what happened, and, be mindful that, when you're playing such games as Fortnite or Black Ops, Call of Duty, all those games, and I'm sure some parents don't even let their kids play these games, but to them, they see a video game, right? As for what happened last night, and if any of you adults have watched the video, you probably felt, am I watching a video game here? Is this real? Is this a movie? Like, is this pretend? And I'm sure these were the thoughts that were coming to you at the time. So it's important to say to your kids, like, every parent's going to be different, and I only talk from my own experience. I actually spoke to my kids about that incident, that it was real, that, there's some people out there that have some very, very crazy beliefs, and for who knows why, I don't think any life should be taken. My job as a life coach is, trying to teach people to learn about themselves as their self and be accepting of others as well, because I think deep down we're all human beings that, need to connect, and just with a lot of this disconnection happening, it's scary. It really is scary. So I just wanted to put this little clip out there. So I know I've got quite a few friends that are parents, that perhaps just ask the kids, did they see that clip? Ask them, what did they think about it? How do they feel about it? Because you don't know what else is now going on in their mind. There's that perceived information they already have, in their own experiences, the time of life that they're at. We talk about anxiety, we talk about depression, and, the reality is a lot of our kids, we do lose them through suicide. So if you can just open up that space and have a bit of a conversation. Now, if it's really deeply impacted on them, then, get them to see a counsellor, or maybe there's someone up at the school. If they go to a Catholic school, they could speak to, one of the teachers up there, one of the coordinators, because it's better to actually talk about what they're actually feeling, and so that they can process it as well. Because, that, to me, I could not believe how quickly that went all through the social media platforms. And, you know, I guess now the debate, the conversation is around, you know, what are the obligations on our media platforms? What are the algorithms that go looking for certain videos? And, you know, people will argue, well, it's free speech, but yeah, you know, how are we going to prepare for this? So it's just about just having that conversation with your kids and, you know, checking in on them. And also just to check how you're going, you know, and make sure that you're okay as well. So really important. I'm speaking from not only as obviously a life coach / counsellor, but as a mum of 4 boys that are always on media. And now if you're a parent that doesn't have that, you know, you're lucky, you know, if you don't have your kids, but the world is social media, like, you know. So as a heart goes out to all those victims and also their family members, and all the police and emergency services that actually responded, because when it happens, you know, and you can prepare, but mentally, you know, how do we prepare for that? So have a nice weekend. It's raining up here in New South Wales, so that is awesome. So hopefully a nice weekend just to relax and spend time with the family and checking in what your values are and telling your family how much you love them and give them a hug when you can. So bye.